Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about the first round of this year's Super Motocross season. Anaheim won. First things first, the track. The track was great. It had a great design, great flow, the rhythms were cool. But the conditions of the track during the week and on the weekend were very different because it had been raining all week. So the track was really wet, was flooded, there were pools of water in between the jumps, and so it was really muddy on the press day and practice. It was really muddy and slippery, but then it kind of improved over the course of the weekend, and then it was still wet because the ground in between the jumps, the dirt was really soft. And a lot of times you could see the guys when they stepped in the middle of the jumps where the dirt was really soft, they got held up by that and lost speed. So again, track was really rough. So let's get on with the 250, and I don't really have much to say about the 250 because let's face it, it was really a bit boring because maybe two of the win contestants, who I thought were going to be win contestants, were out. So like, first off, Pierce Brown in the heat had a great start, but at the end of the first rhythm lane, he got over the bars and hurt himself, so he couldn't race. He didn't line up on the LCQ and couldn't race on the main in the main. Well, I don't know if he could have won that, but definitely in the mix for a podium. Another guy that I think had the speed to win the main event was Austin Faulkner, but unfortunately, if you've seen the main event, at the start of the main event he collided with Cameron McAdoo, with his teammate, and that sent his bike on the other side, and the handlebar got twisted and catapulted him over the bike, and he got hurt too, so couldn't race, and that was really a shame to have lost Pierce Brown and Austin Faulkner so soon, because they were in a good form, and I think from what I've seen, especially from Faulkner in the heat, he could have challenged maybe even for the win. So then what was left in the main event? Jet Lawrence, absolute brilliance, absolute dominance in this heat. In the main event, no one could really challenge him. He went right ahead out of the gates, got up to first place, and then set sail, and no one ever seen him since. So the only other notable thing, I guess it will be RJ Hampshire and his ride. It was a great ride, very consistent, without making mistakes, and that helped them to get second place and pass Cameron McAdoo, which was, he was fine on pace, but he was making really too many mistakes, missed a couple of rhythms that allowed RJ to get through, and he couldn't really pass him back. So props to RJ, he was really consistent and rode pretty well. Nothing else to say, I guess, on the 250, so let's step on to the 450. The 450, there's really a lot to talk about. First things first, from the start, Barsha had a great start. Also, Colt Nichols had a really good start. He had the O-shot, I think, and then Barsha came through and set sail for the first part of the race. He was chased by Tomac, but really he wasn't letting Tomac pass by so easily or quickly. He really defended his first position really well up until he made a mistake, couldn't jump the table before the start straight, and that allowed Tomac to get through. After that, Barsha seemed to show a little bit less pace than the others he was around, like Sexton, Roxon, Stewart, but he was really close. He was really close. He got a little bit slower. He started to fall down the order, but it wasn't really that bad until on the first rhythm lane after the start straight, he came up short on the triple in the middle of the rhythm lane, and that sent his bike sideways and drove him off the track, landing on the top lock and falling, so losing more positions. After that, Tomac was leading, and I thought that was gonna be the end of the race, because I thought Tomac would be setting sail and just go on to dominate the race, just like Jet Lawrence did in a 250. But he made a mistake. I mean, really, it wasn't really a little mistake. But then he fell on the same place where Barsha made a mistake and couldn't jump. So that put him like 5th or 6th place. So he had a claw back. He started his charge and stayed there and got closer and closer and closer. At that point, while Tomac was busy clawing back the position and the time he'd lost, Malcolm Stewart was leading the race, and he was not the fastest guy on the track. He was really not. He was not even close, I think. But the consistency in the laps and the lack of mistakes allowed them to stay always within the range, and he got that opportunity, led the race for a bit until he got passed by Chase Sexton. So good battle between the two though. So really good. So Tomac went through. While he, after clawing back the position, he got back to Stewart, passed Stewart, got up to Chase Sexton, and then passed him too, because Tomac, you know, was on his late race charge, the ones he usually do, where he starts to get motivated, he just gets his head down, and no one can stop him when he does that. So it was really great to see him ride like that. He rode really clean, really aggressive, but nothing. He didn't look discomfort. He really looked comfortable on that bike, and I'm happy to see him like that. I'm happy to see him like that. So other notable things that happened during this main event, I want to talk about Cooper Webb and Dylan Ferrandis, because they were 9th and 10th on the first lap, and they put on a charge to come through the pack, gain positions, and ended up 3rd and 4th or 2nd and 4th. So really good result for Cooper Webb, especially because he landed on that podium, starting from 9th on the first lap. So really made a comeback and managed to get on the podium. Really happy for him. So these are my thoughts around Anaheim 1. Let me know what you think, maybe in the comments. Start a discussion. We'll talk about what you think happened, your point of view, your opinions. We'd like to share opinions, and maybe, I don't know, just talk. Goodbye, and see you to the. So goodbye, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.